A sneaky Boston Bruins prospect has been shocking everybody this preseason. We need to talk about him, what the team is saying, and many people are saying that we have a new Brad Marchand on our hands. And with this report, things are getting crazy early on this preseason. And could he have a chance to crack the roster opening night? We're going to be talking about all of this here in this video. Before we get into it, however, we know it's 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join me here on the channel as we cover everything Boston Bruins related. Some Jeremy Swayman news that we will be touching on in the next video, so you're not going to want to miss it. Hit the sub button and you will get up to date with every bit of Boston Bruin news. But let's get into this topic here today, which is one that I want to talk about that we had seen really take notice, I should say, in our first preseason game against the New York Rangers. He is making a name for himself. And for those who are wondering who this is Trevor Kuntar from the Boston College program, heading into Providence and now in training camp preseason for the Boston Bruins. I'm going to pull up our first little bit of an article here, and I'll show some highlights later from his first game this preseason against the New York Rangers. But this is precisely the kind of play the Bruins want to see from a prospect like Kuntar. He has developed a reputation for his net front presence, ability, high work ethic, and tenacity. He showed it off in the matchup against the Rangers and will now look to build off it from here. And in this game, he has played absolutely fantastic. Major hits, major, just tone-setting moments in these games. And that's exactly what we're looking for on this team right now. We have the skill. We have the talent. It really is these tone-setting moments that are needed. The big bodies that we got are certainly going to be a big part of that, but not everybody will have that big size that's going to make this team. All stuff like that, that really is not what the Bruins are out looking for exactly. They want it, but they're not going out to chase it, if you see what I'm saying. And from his stats, I'll pull them up on a bigger screen here so you can see, and I'll leave these up for a moment. With Boston College, he's not a guy that was going to go out and, put up outstanding numbers in every game. He's not going to go out there and score goal per game. He's a guy that's really just going out there to set the tone, is a guy that you can rely on in every situation. Big net front presence, even being only 6 foot, 205. He's a big kid, and having him in front of the net, having him be that grinder that you want to see in the offensive zone down low and everything. His play is a special type of player that don't come by very often in the NHL anymore. And with Providence last year, 20 points, 70 games, first professional season with 113 penalty minutes, 10 goals, 10 assists. Not a bad season for a player coming out of Boston College, going to first year in Providence, not known for his goal scoring. And of course, that's a big part as well. And that's what he's been doing so far in this preseason, in this first game against the New York Rangers. Now, he's not playing the Washington game, so we won't get any more sights of him as of right now. Things could change, but as of right now, he's not playing this game. But I will pull up a few of these highlights while I'm talking about him from the game with the Rangers. You see there laying a massive hit. That's exactly what you want to see. Tone-setting moments like this. A net front presence goal, backhander, very garbage goal. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This goal was not anything special. This was not any goal that you're going to be wowing over and seeing in the highlights forever. But this is the type of goal that he scored. That's his bread and butter. This is what the Bruins are looking for in Trevor Kuntar. He's not going out there to be a David Pastrnak. He's not going out there to be, none of these talented superstars. But his role is important to this team and really shows shades of Brad Marchand. Like early on in his career, as we've seen the future Hall of Famer star on this team now, he takes pride in his game, and this is exactly what we see in Trevor. And Trevor's modeled his game after him, watching the Bruins for his entire, childhood, I guess we can say, watching Marchand while growing up. You model your game after these guys, and although a lot of people want to model their game after, the Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby's, and rightfully so, they're NHL legends as well, some of the best in the league, but the guys like Brad Marchand, they are a special breed of player. And Trevor actually spoke out about, his whole play style to the media, discussing after the game, and this is what he had to say. I just like to play hard and win my battles, and sometimes it makes people mad. It's fun. This quote is exactly what we would expect from a Brad Marchand a few years ago, and still now. That is Brad Marchand's game right now, with a lot more talent than what we've previously seen in his career, but these things are exactly what the Bruins are looking for. They have the talent, as I mentioned. They have all the skill. They have the players that will go out and get you your goals, and these players, like Trevor Kuntar, Brad Marchand, on Mason Lohrei, I'll also throw him under that list, a defenseman, but still kind of that player that will tone set, will play a game that you love to see on your team but hate to play against. And, the Bruins, that's the epitome of a Bruin. We've seen that with Jackson Edward from Adam McQuaid saying that he is built to be a Bruin, and that's what I see here in Trevor Kuntar as well. And this is what he had to say as well going into another quote, continuing off this. It's definitely a huge part of my role. It was something I kind of grew into. I love to compete and play hard. I love to play a little bit of edge, and a lot of people don't like it. I've come to find the older I get, the more people don't like it. The more I enjoy it. Hopefully I can get the people off their game. It just gets me more into the game. And I can't even describe how much of a Bruin mentality this is. This is one that you want to see continue. This is one that you want to see more of in the NHL, mainly on the Boston Bruins, just because it's a perfect fit. It's like a glove, and I'm very excited to see what he does continue to do in preseason as well. Could he make a roster spot? That's what we're going to discuss here in a little bit, but this is what we have here. Another screenshot discussing the whole Brad Marchand type of play style. The left winger's rambunctiousness is very reminiscent of a young Brad Marchand, especially when it comes to the uncanny ability of ticking the opponents off to the point of distraction. He plans to utilize those infuriating traits to the full, and this comes from Boston Hockey Now, their webpage. An article discussing Trevor and the play style he is, how he's been playing, the kind of breakdown for those new folks who don't really know who he is, what kind of play style he is. But this is a guy, I always say this a lot, and I know that there's probably a lot of players that you probably shouldn't need to, but this is one player you want to keep an eye on in this preseason. See what else he can do. We've seen that people can come into this roster early. We've seen that with Matt Poitras. We've seen this with Johnny Beecher. Those guys came in young. Now, they were ready. But still, that just allows Trevor to know that this lineup is free for him. He can get in here if he is a dog, and we know that he is a dog. And this is another example of that kind of thought process. In recent history, is any indication, Kuntar knows he can get a shot of making it onto the Bruins at some point during the season. He only needs to look at how forwards Johnny Beecher and Matthew Poitras both made the jump last year. And, of course, Poitras didn't finish the season due to a shoulder injury, but we know he would have as long as he was playing consistent, playing well. I wouldn't even say exceeding expectations. We know he was going to be good. As long as he stayed healthy, he would have been in this lineup for the entire season for the most part. Johnny Beecher, a bit of up and down, but more so up than down, which is exactly what we want to see. A great sentiment. So if we can see another example like this, another kind of player to get into this lineup, be a perfect role fit for the Bruins, especially at the NHL level where we know that the net front battles are a major part of the game, especially for the Bruins with a very good defense, great snipers on the wing. Having that net front ability will be exactly what the Bruins are looking for. So will Trevor make it into the roster this year? Let me know what you think. I am going to say a guaranteed yes as long as things stay healthy. And we still have the open winger spot. We still don't know exactly what is going to happen there. So if we do see an opening, Trevor continues to play well, maybe we found the perfect spot for him. But let me know what you think about Trevor Kuntar's game. Do you think that he has a very good chance of making a team this year? And do you think it'll be right at the get-go of the regular season? Let me know. Let me know what you think about this prospect, because we're well underway in the preseason now, and I am so excited. You guys, we hit 4K. I mentioned before the season starts, the regular season is still a few weeks away, and we're at that, and the support has been absolutely insane. We're on the road to 5K now, so let's get there. And this is going to be a very big season for the Bruins. So if you're enjoying the content, you want to see more, hit the sub button, join us on the channel. We're covering everything Boston Bruins related. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.